Mic check. Very good. All right. Cool. Howdy, folks. It's Woodturning Wednesday. My name is Dave. I started this channel to become a better demonstrator and a better teacher and a better turner. I really enjoy working with other turners and helping them get their skill levels, whatever their skill level is, the next step up, or maybe show them some things with tools, show people things with tools that maybe they hadn't considered before. And the more that I work with that, the more it cements it in my own head. And so that leads me to the statement that I'm always working to be a better turner. I want to be the best turner that I can be, and I want to help other turners do the same. So thanks for joining me. It is, Wood Turning Wednesday. Digging it. Gonna have some rain on and off. I don't know if we lose power. Sorry, I don't think we will, but you never know. We got rainstorms coming in. So last night I turned a Kuksa cup, which is normally hand carved cup that is put on a lanyard and put around the neck to hang there. This one is turned, and I needed to cut off the wing on this. This is going to be the handle, but that was part of the wing that went all the way around. So I want to carve this into the lip of the cup that I'm after. So we're going to get started on that. Let's see about, I'm going to try to go with both cameras here. All right, so what I have here is a piece of countertop with Formica on it. And I drilled a 1-inch hole with a Forstner bit, got a 1-inch dowel, and this is what I use as a temporary table in my banjo, so I can bring things up a little bit closer. And with this guy, I made sure that this was going to be a tight fit because this is not glued in. I want to be able to replace this anytime I need to. Say, in this particular banjo, it's got a bolt that goes through the side and then pokes through, so you can see it's got some damage on the dowel surface itself, whereas the other banjo, which I can't use right now because I don't have a handle for it, still waiting for Jet to send me the proper and the correct part. But it's got two collars that kind of squeeze together, and so it doesn't damage this 1-inch dowel when it tightens up. So I'm going to have earplugs in. Hopefully, I'm sure that the microphone will filter out the sound of this bad boy. I like having something wrong with the speed dial, apparently. I want to clean this up. I want to be able to finish it inside. And some of this stuff got burn marks in from using a crafting. I don't know what they call that thing. But it's a cut-off tool. You can get different blades for, and it vibrates. It's a vibratory cut-off tool. I was hoping that could cut off the wing of this piece entirely with that tool, but was not able to because the blade that I have was too big for that task. So instead I used an auto body saw once I got the thickness of the piece down to something that the saw could handle. And cut it off with my auto body saw, air driven auto body saw. And now I'm just finishing that off, getting rid of all the cut marks and all that stuff, getting a nice even rim around the cut. I wonder if this might go a little bit better if I could do this. Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it's not filtered the right way. Yeah. Alrighty then. I'll just keep working this. So it is nice to use the Dremel when I get a chance. It's not as loud as the air compressor going on off all the time. I'm trying to be careful not to scorch the wood, but I can run, or actually I will run, a little abrasive with it. That switches off power delay. See, this is like behind the scenes kind of thing. I guess you could say what actually goes into turning and carving something. A lot of times when you see a piece, you don't get a full realization of what it took to get there sometimes. And carving takes a while. You know, though, just thought of something. I think I'm going to try it. I have, let me get my Jacob's chuck. Maybe I can use the lathe to do this with a rotary sander. Use this table for a lot of things, including what I'm about to try, to put a piece up, to have a table to set it on and be able to rotate around a sander. Let's see, I can use those. I think that's what I'll go with, actually. And I'll need to get That's the big one. How well does that work with this, though? Oh, that's not bad. All right, so just use the big guy. And maybe this will go a little bit faster. Whoops, I'm turning it the wrong way. So I think pretty sure I got these roll-lock discs, these little 2-inch dudes from Vince's Wooden Wonders, I'm pretty sure. And then I got some 3-inch ones from a friend of mine, Joe, that I've tried a couple times on larger pieces. I may have to actually get one of the larger ones. We'll see, though. See how this works out. I want to... Oh, no, a little too close. You don't need to sand the table. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm forgetting. My holdback guy, my threaded rod. To keep this sander in place. Here's the hoping anyway. Let's put a little more light on the subject. Yep, now I'm doing this, I realize I'm going to need a face mask. Since we have all this dust floating around, or trying to, I don't want to breathe it in. Don't need to develop any allergies to the material I'm working with. Okay. So let me turn this camera down. Put that view. Well, I don't know if it's any faster, but I've got a little bit more control over where I'm standing and trying to manipulate the Dremel down there with one hand. Well, this is what I got both hands for. Nice if I had I don't know, some kind of or even maybe closer abrasive. This might go a little faster. And I should grab my rubber. This banjo's got the table up from a little higher on the wind, or compared to my banjo that goes with this unit, because this brake handle goes right along the center, right underneath the hole where the two push goes, and so it limits how far down tool post can go. And I'm sure there's 10 different ways to do this, and all kinds of different tools. But I do try to use my lathe for as much of the work as possible. I may need to swap that. Oh no, it's still pretty coarse. That looks good. I think, if I remember correctly, this is 120 grit that I'm using, but I don't have any roll-off discs that are a lower grit than this. And I imagine it's because I rarely use the roll-off. And this is a lot quieter, eh? Actually, I could probably take my earplugs out. I'm eventually going to go back to the Dremel to finish this handle. Maybe even a bandsaw might help with this, but I don't own one of those either. Do as much shaping of my timbers as I can with a chainsaw before I mount them. And 9 times out of 10, I'd say, at least 8 times out of 10, I'll rough it out with the bowl gouge. You know, start it between centers, as close to the balance point as I can get. And then essentially turn it round just a little bit closer. I'll go a little bit longer with this. Now I can stop. Wow, that spun all that out. Okay. Next piece. Did I not grab the whole bag? Here it is. Yeah, it says on there they're 120. So I wore that piece out. Well, actually, the adhesive itself probably overheated that guy. I would say I probably was putting a little too much pressure on it. So it heated up the adhesive that kept the fabric and the abrasive all attached to that rubber, the plastic after. So I'll ease up a little bit. So I am leaving just a little bit of a lip where this name is at. Just to give the rim a little bit more thickness. Just a little bit. Round that over. I really like the way that the grain just flows through this whole thing. Nice piece of maple burl. In fact, doing this kind of work would be really great with the slave reversed, but it does not. Got a Raycon that does, 12-inch Raycon. So getting the cameras over to it and getting things set up is a bit of a hassle right now. The way I have all the cameras attached to racing 2x4s and stuff overhead with the arms so I can articulate all around this blade anyway. It'd be really difficult to swap that around just for this. Eventually though, I'll have cameras over there too. So I can just go between lathes and do something like this. So if you make one of these tables, and they are really handy, I really like the Formica because, you know, it's a nice surface to work with. And you just need to size your dowel rod to whatever your banjo is set to. Let's see, this won't go down any further. Okay, then I suppose we shall move it. go ahead and get over this side. Now, lay it reversed, I could have just spun it around the other way, and then this would have been turning the other way. I could have just left it on the table, but alas, it is not to be. I guess I could cut this out a little bit shorter. So I'm getting there pretty quick. So we'll be switching gears here shortly. We'll get the drill back out, just about. All I have left is carbon now. And I'll need to round over the room a bit, but that was all in the plan. Okay. Don't know that we're done with you yet. Oopsie daisy. Well, good thing it landed in the shavings. Whoops. Okay, dust looks like it's settled for a bit, so don't think I'll be needing that mask for a while till I get this figured out. Well, actually, I don't really need that. Right now I'm trying to straighten out this handle edge to line up basically in the direction that I want it to line up so it will be as centered as I can get it. Well, I wonder if I couldn't do this with my air driven. Oh, that's right. I don't have. Well, I can swap all that real quick. I don't have the right air fitting. I can swap it out really quick. I can use a. Oh heck, I forget what they call these things. These burrs. So yeah, let me swap this out. Maybe I can use the air. Although I suppose well, the air would probably let me use. Yeah, but I'm going to turn that by hand or sand that by hand. Never mind. Sorry, I'm just talking things through in my head here of what tools I could potentially use for this process. And I don't have all my air fittings being the same type. And I need to fix that. Alright, so I do remember this one last night, I was going to actually use this guy and then realized that I didn't have the right fittings and couldn't use my air tool. But I do want to see how this particular burr works, if it's going to work well at all. It is of Russian manufacture. don't want the skin taken off. That's slower. front splitter. The vents for this are shoot right out the front as opposed to out the back or on the side, so I'm getting a little bit of condensation and a little bit of air. Alright, so I can sand, get that one with the sander. We'll finish this one. And then I'll use the demo. Put this guy away. Let's see, that means I also need to use, let's go down that because they need oh, I need to have it done. Swap it back again. Okay, let's see. Let's put this on the sanding disc here. Whoops. Done it. Forgot. Need my mask. Got that first whiff of sawdust and went, uh-oh. Okay, that feels pretty good. This one I'm doing blind. I'm just taking a little bit off of the frame. Still got the table for support from my right hand. There we go. That looks fairly even. Kind of getting away with, I mean, I'm not going against the grain per se. It's burl wood, so, but it is layered burl. And some of this. Ah, nice shape. Okay, so that's good. Get rid of this table. So it looks like I'm kind of going against the grain, and on a normal piece of wood I would be, but since this is very, very hard layered burl, it's not giving me tear out. Hey, actually, you know what? I'm going to try something here real quick. I don't know if this is going to work, but just got a wild thought in my head that if I go to a larger diameter wheel, that maybe I can get it to kind of fold over down in there, but I'm just about done with what I'm doing, so I guess maybe that's a next time thing. Okay. Now let's do a little more Dremel work here. This is a little more awkward. Okay, I need to swap this guy out for a different bit. I'll probably keep this one right around the location. Okay, let's see. Which one do I want? Well, I think I want that one and that one. Start with this one. carve my little gears here so I can create my two little bumps on the handle. That'll work. I think this is a little more comfortable to have because it kind of fits right in the crooks of my middle finger to have these two pads out, and it's just a comfortable hold, so I like to carve these things in here. Let's see, let's go with this guy. Oh, this one need to go back to the store. This particular tool is a little bit big to do this with, but this makes it a little bit more difficult to get a proper hold on the tool. I've had an extender tool, but the nut on the end allowed me to get these up, galled up. I couldn't get it apart anymore. The tool itself was fine because I didn't oil it every so often. Those things, you gotta keep them lubricated. I'm going to have maybe a little more luck with files, but I'm going to try this last bit again. Easy little tool, get like this. There we go, that's better. Still a little awkward to hold it this way. I guess I haven't been following like the product line or whatever very much, but I don't understand why they've made these units so much larger than they used to be. But that might have something to do with all the extra attachments you can get. That's but they put this money, this hasn't changed, that size hasn't changed. Thankfully, all of the spare parts and stuff like that that I had from my old drummer when it finally burned up. We'll put this one. Okay, I'm going to say that's pretty good for that. So that will allow some of the dust to settle while I put this away, and then I can take my mask off. But this is pretty much it. This is how long it takes to do embellishments, carving. It's not the exciting part you get to see, you know, as it gets turned and all that. Okay, let's put these guys away. And now I should be able to remove the mask. But let's blow a little dust while we're at it. Okay. Cover my computer back up. And I can take off the mask, and hey man, I can take off the earplugs too, or put them away for a while. How are we doing on time? 9 o'clock. Cool. Okay, let's put these earplugs tucked in here. And into the file drawer we go. Will that be, hello, almost lost you. Will that be too big? Maybe not, but let's give ourselves a little bit of cushion for the pushing. Probably a really good idea to put those on. Okay, I need my rat tail file, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, which ones are these guys? Oh, those are diamond files. I'm not using those. So we'll go to these guys perhaps later. Well, that's a shame. I guess I can just rip that off. Okay. Let's do a little shaping with file. A little more cleanup of tool marks and burn marks. Those will come out pretty quick. Can you imagine this is the tools they would use before sandpaper was invented. They would use finer and finer files and planes, block planes. I've got a couple of block planes that I want to restore and learn how to use. They're older models. Can't remember what year they were, but I did a little research before with different collectors of block planes, antique block planes. And one of the most robust and also apparently most popular was a particular Craftsman plane. And so I went on the hunt to see if I could find a few. And I did. So I found a couple at a fairly reasonable price on eBay. I'm not going to say they were cheap. And then I want to restore them and add them to my tool pile. And my skill set too, I guess, being able to use a block plane. Older tools that are, well, I don't know, I guess block planes are still used a lot in flat work. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's get this cleaned up now. Then we'll take a trip with the rat tail file. Round those over. Looks like I could do a little bit of work right there. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I like the rim the way it's set. I think I will actually put a little bit more, put this to the abrasive a little bit more right here. Which means you gotta move over. And this won't take but that long. Yep, here we go. Just clean it up a little bit. So I've got that, dude. Now I can do, actually I don't need any more files. I can go right to abrasives. So, let's grab some 220. Is that even on camera? Nope. My bad. I can put these files away too now that I'm done with those. Alright, that's in camera now. Yeah, this would be helpful. Let's get rid of that guy for a bit. Yeah. And then clean up all the tool marks from the files. And get to my finished grit, which will be 320. Get these nicely rounded over. And I've got enough in there. I could drill a hole right here if I wanted to hang this from a lanyard. I may do that actually. This is more of a travel cup. Looks like I left a little bit of a tool mark from this guy. Should have cleaned it up. Yep. Make sure we've gone all the way around the handle because the rim is the next bit. We got to take that sharp corner off there. And you know, this may be just the guy to do it. Let's see if we can get away with it. Yeah, that's working pretty well. And hopefully it'll leave me a surface that I can just touch up with 220 and then go over all of it with 320. When I had this on the lathe last night, I did the entire outer surface in up to 320. So me going back to that will be nothing unusual. Okay. You know, I think I'm going to go with power on this bit. Air power. All right, where'd I put that guy? You should be over on this side. And a couple of drops of Earl, which I have placed where now? Not there, not there. Don't need that guy right now either. What in the world? Ah. It's covered by a bag. So, put some 220 on this guy. And blend this rim in a little bit better. Don't need crescent wrench out. And the oil can go over there. Okay. I do like my grip standard, man. It'll run at really low air pressure. So I don't most of the time have to keep up with or have to stop to let the compressor catch up, because this can run, I think it's 2 psi. Will it still run? Ridiculously low number that's like, wow, yeah, I did that. I've had several different compressors over the years. And I really need to get a larger capacity compressor. The price kills me, man. And I don't know, I guess I could go to Harbor Freight and get one maybe a little bit less expensive, but I mean, Harbor Freight quality is sometimes kind of dubious. And I don't have enough experience with. I guess maybe talking to people that might own them or something will give me a better idea of what to expect buying a Harbor Freight compressor. Nice smooth rim, getting nice rounding on it. Just waiting for the compressor to catch up a little bit. And I guess, if I had the carbon tool, this probably would be really relaxing the car. And, out in the bush, so to speak, you'd never be without a cut, Just hurt yourself on. Nice, man. This is coming along really nicely. Not to be said for air tools, right? Just powered tools, whatever that is, water power, air power, electrical power. 320 now. Or are we? That was 320. That's 220. Feeling nice and smooth. What's this guy? 220. You're worn out, so you gotta go. Oh. Nice. I like working with maple. Well, I like working with a lot of different timbers, but maple just, I don't know, man. It gets really nice shavings off the lathe, especially when your tools are sharp, which I highly recommend. Sands really nicely. It does plane pretty nicely. And card scrapers work really nice on it too. I just like, I don't know, maple's nice. A good solid cherry is kind of similar too, and I like that. All right, so I think we need another piece of 320. Get rid of that guy. And let's do some air. Well, as I said, I had finished kind of this 320 last night before I took it off the lid, so this is just refreshing that surface, but also cleaning up some of the tool marks that I got from the 220. And since I was cleaning up the tool marks with the 220, I'll go ahead and just get the load outside again. And I think pretty sure I can get this back on the lathe. my other piece of 320, I think, that I needed. That might have been 220. I don't recall. 220. About 600 or 800. Looks like I still have a piece of 800 on my paddle here from when I was polishing some resin. Hey, it got quieter. That's a plus. So the groove thing is that I left myself a really nice surface off the tools on the inside here. I also left myself a really great surface on the outside, but I had, at least the outside, I was able to finish sand last night. Just went over it again to get all that blended in. Don't pick that guy in. Okay, let's go with the grain now. That's going this way. That's going this way. Now that's going that way. And you're going this way now. This grain does go, even though it's layered burl, it does kind of the grain travels around quite a bit. Not as much as the bird's eye burls, but still, it's quite a bit. Let's see, I'd already been here, but let's just do a little bit more there to blend it in. Okay. So there we have that. That is a finished kuksu cup. I may eventually drill a hole, but I've got my little knobbies there, so it sits right in the crook of my middle finger really nicely. So dip and drink. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up in a slow oven for what, 250 degrees, and then dip it in melted beeswax to seal it. It's either that or, well, maybe I'll do both. Well, no, that's not going to work. It's either that or Mahoney's oil, which I also really like for all of my quote-unquote food contact, mouth contact pieces. I don't know. You know, I guess food contact is a thing, but if it's that, and you know, somebody's gonna put it in their mouth, like this cup, and that somebody for this cup will be me. But regardless, it needs to be mouth safe, right? No, none of those nasty chemicals in there. I don't care if they say that after a petroleum product cures, it's safe. I think they're just saying that shit. How can it be still safe? It is a petroleum product. So mineral oil is off the list of finishes that I use. I don't use mineral oil. If I got a piece that's going into a gallery, I will use sometimes Watco Danish oil. With that stuff, I will leave it to cure and set for a couple of weeks. And I feel fairly confident that most people who are picking up my artwork aren't trying to put it in their mouths because it's not designed for that. But I have no control over what people do with the artwork they have collected, or what they do with their lives at all, for that matter. So I'm just going around looking to see where I have any kind of imperfection or a rough spot. And by rough, I mean 320 or 220 grit. Where I hit it with that 220 grit, I want to clean it up with the 320. Okay, that works. So once this has been dipped, oh man, this is really gonna pop, I think. All that burl and all those crazy directions that the burl is running. It actually looks like I got layered burl and, well, no, like the starting of bird's eye, where it really starts twisting on itself right up in here. So that's kind of neat. But for the most part, this is just layered burl. Very, very, very hard stuff. All right, cool. So that is now, other than having a finish put on it, which most likely, I don't know. I've really been thinking. I really been thinking pretty hard about doing a beeswax dip. This, I don't know how well it would soak in, but I'm going to find out. I'll heat this up and then I'll drop it into a double boiler with hot beeswax and let it sit for a little bit, I think, and then take it out, wipe it off while it's still hot and sweaty. To get most, as much of the beeswax as I can off of the surface of it. I thought I saw a tool mark, and so I'm looking for it again. I know I saw it. Just trying to figure out where I saw it. I think it was, there it is right there. It may have been, and it may not be a tool mark, it may be where it bounced off the lathe before it hit the shavings. And there's, I don't know what, 2-3 inches of shavings over there, so that's nice. It didn't bang it up too bad. All right, so that was 220. Hit that with the 320. Go with the grain. she's ready to go. Yeah, that's nice, and I can set it down. It's got enough of a concave bottom, and just ever so slightly much of a rim there that it'll sit flat. So yes, success. Very cool. I'm gonna go put this back into the house to get it ready for the next step. Let's see, let's put that in here. And let's go to the next project. Let's see, I've got this and this. Where's my piece of walnut? Where you did go? There you are. Before I start grabbing all this stuff, I probably should pick up what I don't need and move that aside first. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. That piece of abrasive needs to go. So I think I'll do a lidded box next. How are we looking at? 9:30? Yeah, we'll get. A little bit of a twist though, I think. Kind of thinking about making an onion ring to fit around the outside of this box. But that idea has not fully formed in my head yet, so I know what woods I'm using and put this, well, no, let's leave that guy out. So I have some honey locust here, a piece of cherry that was a hollow form, but I've got pretty much a, I'm going to say a 3/8 inch onion ring that I can cut out of this. It will have an even wall thickness. That'll be my lid material, and that is black walnut burl. That's and it's also the layered burl, so it'll really take a nice polish. And then some canary wood for the handle, I think, unless I can find a smaller piece of that. I know I have it around here somewhere. So I have the largest circle that I can make out of that, or I could do a side grain box. If I do a side grain, this is end grain. This is end grain, so that would work. This is end grain, so that would work there. Although it wouldn't be quite large enough for a lid, it turns out, if I make it that big around, but it may not wind up that big around. We'll have to see. So let's do that first. Let's round this guy out, and then we can get a better idea of a design for a box. Pretty sure that is the center I want. Looks that way. Let's move this stuff aside. I now need a tool rest. I'll go with this guy. So really just got to worry about this corner clearing. As long as that clears, everything else will. pretty close to round. How is that going to look? Let's move this over so I have a little more tool rest to play with. That sounds round. Okay. Do I want to do a side grain? I mean, I could do that now. I really could. And I wouldn't be able to use that. Maybe I still could. Be a small. It's going to be a small box anyway. Side grain box with an end grain lid. Maybe that's not what I want. Although technically that will be end grain. On this side it will be end grain if I make this the top of the box, or this the top of the box. That would be end grain. This will be side grain. It would be a larger box. Do I wanna? Doesn't matter. Well, let's see. What I'm working with is this. So it would be a lot more to take away than just that guy. So we'll go with the original plan. I really do like these robust drive centers because I did stop the wood with my tool, and this won't dig into it. It'll just sit there and spin. Okay, not quite round, but I'm kind of thinking about, with these tool marks, I think these are going to get turned into features there. And that's going to be a cove. I'll have to go deeper to get rid of these. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. So we got some beetle damage. Oh man, I hope I don't take that lid away. That is cool. Got some beetle damage and some markings in there from the beetles. That's cool. Let's see. I got to round this out anyway. I'm just hoping I don't lose too much of that. Okay, so I've got about a 1/4 inch. Doing a couple of pull cuts here, just all kinds of ways to do this. Using skills, using spindle gouge, roughing gouge. Doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm getting in danger of losing that. Let's run. Hold on. You know what? That little bit, that'll be just fine. I'm gonna call that good. Turning in a little bit more. The raw shit, yeah, that's okay. Take a look at this again. So I think I'm gonna bead. I think I'm gonna bead this part right here. Doesn't quite take care of all of that. I think a little bit of that will be all right. A little bit of scraping and shear scraping. I want to see, get an idea of how it's going to look when it's excuse me, sanded. That's cool. All right, so that's going to stay. Golly, now am I going to bead that? So if we say that that is 2/5 out of the 3/5, I like the shape. Yeah, I'm kind of just talking about that out loud. Let's see. When you're looking at like features and the overall piece, you want the general practice is to go like portion it into thirds or fifths so that you can get like this whole bulge here. If I was to do 5 fingers, that's going to be fifths. This whole bulge takes up 2/5 and this takes up 3/5, so it looks more natural like it belongs there, as opposed to being half and half. Or if this was 3/5 and 2/5, it might look a little unwieldy, but at least it would have not the golden rectangle, but it'd have those um, that it won't look totally unnatural to the eye. If I had made this, say, a third, then this would be a third and 2/3. So you want to kind of make your design, if you want it to be aesthetically pleasing. Generally, those are the mathematical ratios to use to design a piece. So the lower bulb here is 2/5 of the piece, and that is 3/5. So that it's balanced. It's more balanced that way. I don't think that I like this curve though. But that is going to look very nice. Really nice open pores in this honey locust. Oh, and I got some stress wood in there from another branch or something growing in there. So I've got some curl there. Got some beetle damage. I think this is going to look pretty cool. I may not use this cherry at all. Let's take this off the lathe and take a gander at what we've got here. That wouldn't fit in there anyway. And I don't think it would fit down below. So I think we're going to change the design a bit and leave that off. I need to adjust my design a little bit to give myself a place to hold onto it so I can hollow it. I think that I can take this down a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold on to it. I certainly cannot use the larger chuck for that. So I'll just have to adjust. Still a nice curve, but I want a little more to hold on to. Something like that. And I definitely want it to sit a little bit further out towards the outer rim as opposed to having a tiny foot. Because it is going to be a lidded vessel. Now let's take a look at this. That's not going to work. Let's measure this. If I say 3 inches, then 1, 2, 3. So I need to take it down, which I can and will do. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the axis on this so that I have this particular bit I'm going to make a rim, but make this the higher back part of the rim. It's going to come down at an angle. So I just need to move that direction. And now let's rotate this guy. Nope, that's going to be the short side. Not what I want. Wrong direction. So that will be the short side now. I think that would be enough. Let's see. That is 1/4 of an inch. I think that'll be enough. Doesn't need to be completely in your face, just need to be subtle. Don't know that I'm actually centered on this dude though. That looks a little better. Oh no, I had it right the first time. Because this is going to get cut to match that. So I had it right the first time. So I need to go out to here. Just make sure that looks pretty centered. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but because this is what I'm going to center it on to hollow it at. But now this part will be cut away to match that depth, which will make this the higher portion once this stands up straight. It may not be enough for what I want to do, but we'll find out. Go with this guy. So let's take a look at this. Doesn't need to be a huge change, just subtle. So that's enough of a change that this is going to be the highest part. So when I hollow this out for a lid, then that will be in the back and show up. I think I may take it down just a little bit more. I think I want a little bit more. There we go. So the back will now be up higher than the front. So the lid will sit down inside like that. Are we done with the outside of this dude? No, we're not. We need to sand it. So we'll go back to its first center point. And let's This is 220, that was 320. And my 220 is toast, so we need a piece of that. Use this guy without air. Dang it. I'm showing off quite a bit of dust. I'm going to need my mask. There we go. Take a quick look at who might be joining me this evening. Just me. All right. Okay, so looking at the front of this dude. Maybe I could bring it down a wee bit more. If I go by thirds, that works, and that works. If this comes down just a little bit, but I think I'll leave it the way it is. It's very, very close. That's going to look really nice once finished. Actually, all that is. There's chainsaw mark. And it does just a subtle, all that's left is a little subtle mark there, so that's good. Yeah, I'm liking this. Did I go to 320? Yeah, I think I will. Groovy. I'm not going to add any more features to the outside. We'll leave it the way it is. So we got that settled. Waiting for the dust to settle a little bit more before I take this mask off. I will need to use this guy. There's the key. And I can actually start this off with Forstner bits. That would be groovy. So back to the Jacobs chuck. And let's grab these guys. Excuse me. So we will work our way from smaller to larger. And then I'll finish hollowing it out probably with a spindle gouge. Why not use this to get rid of the mass? It's just a lot easier on the body. I'm going to say, what am I going to say? 3 inches deep. And here. Well, that is almost 2.5. Let's see, we're going with this one. Yeah, that's sharp. So go with this one next. I think tomorrow I'm going to need to go to the hardware store and drop off some of these to have them sharpened. Got her spinning around there. Okay, from right there. 1, 2, got 2.5 with that one also. Now I've got plenty of material left. I can take another Dremel to or a Forstner bit to it. Can I go to a 2-inch? Yeah, maybe. So I might even be able to make it up to a 2-inch and still have plenty of material to make a shelf for the lid. All right, so I got pretty close to, yeah, it's 2.5 inches. That's okay. Next size up. Let's see, I can put these away now. It should have been 1.125, so let's go with, I think that's 1.5 inches. Ooh, here comes the rain again. And you are, I don't know what you are, I'll have to measure you. And are you a 2-inch? You might be. Let's check it out, dude. Inch and 5/8. This is probably 1.75 then. Which means this should be 2, but it's probably 2.125. Yes, 2.125. Let's see, 1.75 inches. What was this guy? 1.125, right? 1 3/8. Okay, so I can go to 1 3/4. And let's see, I thought I had a 2-inch in here. I could be wrong. That's 2.125 also. Okay, so we'll just take it to 1 3/4 and do the rest with hand tool. Groovy. I did. I ground a little flat spot on some of my Forstner bits. I haven't gotten through all of them yet. So that flat spot can sit on a jaw when I tighten. It does seem to help keep it from spinning in the Jacob's chuck. Let's see, let's go to the 1/2 inch mark here. There we go. 2 inches. And that's 2.5, so I want to take a look at that really quick. That actually may not be 2.5 inches in depth. So we'll take it from the front. It is 2 inches. So I can go another 3/4 of an inch. So I will. Actually, I think I'll go another 1/2 inch. Oops, boy, it's a tad bit warm. And let's go ahead and clean out. Oops. The sawdust out of there. Before we loosen that up, and I'm going to have to let that sit so that it can cool down. Before I put it away. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got here. I need to make a shelf for the lid, and I'm using this guy as the lid, so that's plenty big enough. So I'm going to use my box scraper to create that shelf. Okay, that should be sharp enough. Speed that dude up. Let's see how far that is down below the front here. Not quite enough. I think that will probably be okay. I am going to go put another, well, no, it's still got a good edge. Except I think it's going the wrong way. I'm going to put another burr on this. Didn't quite get that straight. See, that looks like a good wall thickness to me. Maybe a little bit thinner. There we go. That's a nice thickness. Do I need to take it down? Yeah, I think I need to take it down just a little bit more. Very good. All right, so that works for me for that surface. So I'm going to go grab a flashlight really quick so I can haul this dude out. There we go. Ooh, and hey, while I'm at it, so here's my larger Kuksa cup that I have next to my water filter. Get a quick drink of water there. Looks about centered. Gotten into the habit of drying it out when I use it. Okay, do I want to use... You know, I think I will. I think I will use my 1/2 inch. So these guys need to get out of the way. Moved out of the way. And we'll grab the 1/2 inch spindle gouge. Yep, excuse me. You know, honestly, that, you know, I think honestly it would just go a lot faster. With this guy. Still got a good burr on it, but let's... So I'm up above center, that works. Okay, don't need that much of a rim. Can I take that down some more? Yeah, I can. And actually I should. So I'm going to take the inside rim down to about the same thickness as the outside rim. Got the tool, might as well use it, right? Okay, that's perfect. Now I just want to clean up the bottom. I may have just inadvertently bumped the camera with my big head. Okay. So depth check. I am at 2 13/16, which is beautiful. All right. So I have a little bit of room to finish cleaning up. Do I really need to, though? I do need to straighten the sides out a little bit. So I'm going to put a new burr on this guy. And let's straighten those sides up a bit. That's better. That looks pretty good. Gonna tilt this up on its side to get really fine shaving. Now I'm at the bottom, so bring that up. And that's a done deal. So yep, I'm liking that. Okay, I need to clean that up a bit. You know, maybe I don't. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, box scraper. So this guy I'm going to tilt on his side and get a scrape right there. And that cleaned that up. Okay, digging it. Okay, depth check again. More rounded bottom now, so I thought it was deeper than that. Right at 2 7/8. Yeah, that's deep enough. That's plenty deep enough. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do next? We want to do a little bit of sanding. Not with that guy. That's 320. Maybe it'll work. We'll see. Maybe I need to do this by hand. Just round those off. This one I can round off normally because it's centered. And then let's get that rim cleaned up a bit. I think that'll do it. Get some 320 involved here. Looks like I missed a little bit there with the 220. Or I sanded it off when I did the rim. The inside bit. There we go. So these two are now history. Cool. So there's our box. Now I should be able to. Yes. get this right on the inner rim and do an expansion hold and bring up my tailstock and finish off the bottom. And I think I will grab the 1/2-inch spindle gouge for that. Yeah. There we go, running true and ready to go. So I want to sit on this outer rim. I'll have to take this off. Just make sure that's concave. Don't have enough light behind it. Whoops. How bad is it? Can I sand it out? Yep. Just got a tad bit of escape. Well, actually, that was more of a catch. I caught just the very, very, very corner right up here on the outside edge there, and it just took it. All right, let's see. That looks good. All right, 320. There we go. Easy peasy. Cut the tenon off, and now I can turn that knob off. There we go. I want to put a detail in there. Yeah, I think I do. Get that in there. Nice. And last but not least, last for this piece anyway. There we go. Now it's the lid and the finial. That's what we have left. Okay, next up is that piece of walnut. Let's put this guy away. Whoopsie daisy. I seem to have knocked my flashlight into the bin. So let's see, I think, will it capture any of that? All right, then I think I'll make this the top. I don't know, I might catch that. Let's see. Oh no! Okay. Just a shade too large for that one. Okay, let's look at this again. If I have this over there, that kind of disappears. I really want to keep that as much of this color differentiation in rings as I can. So let's move that aside, set that down there. Okay, this has got to move too. Okay, there we go. So this is the inside of the lid. I did put the box scraper away, so I'll grab that guy again, which means you gotta come up. And here I am turning again at 400, I think. And since you are the closest guy, that looks pretty good. And that goes about halfway in. And where'd you go? There you go. I'm glad that what we're getting pretty much is just rain as opposed to lightning. And I can keep streaming. Okay. Now I can use this in a compression hold. Where's the key? Where'd you do with the key, Dave? There it is. Oh man, it's just a hair too small. So we will go with, I don't want to open it up anymore, so I'm going to go with my pin jaws here. And I'll set those towards the corners. And away we go. Yeah, let's go with the bow gouge first. But not before I lower that. That's more like it. That should be enough to hold on to get my correct diameter. Key. There's the key. Well, okay. So I think I want a little bit better fit than that. I took it down just a wee bit far. Let's see. But that'll make a really nice lid for something else. So I think I have, I don't want to use that. That's red heart. What do we got here? Well, that might be interesting. I want to cut that down. Coca-Cola. Oh, that might be nice. There's a piece of maple, but I think it is too small. It is. This piece of spalted maple might look really cool on there. And that's what I got for that. What do we got here? Well, that might be nice too. And is that honey locust? No. You know, that would actually, even though it's different colors, it would still match up. So we'll go with this guy. This one back. Right over there. Just a wee bit too small of a diameter. Okay, key. There it is. Okay, not with that too tall. looks good. Time for some box scraping action here. Actually, I could make that hole, I can make this a little bit thinner lid. That's kind of thick. At the very least, let's match it to the thickness of the box. Alrighty then. That's a much better fit. It's not too loose and it's not too tight. I think I may chamfer this edge here. Come on out. It's got just a tiny bit of play. That'll work. Don't want it too tight. Don't want it too loose. Okay, I think I will part this bit off. Put this way, and there. This guy comes off. How are we doing on time? It's 11 o'clock. All right, well, we'll finish this part of the lid. And then I think we'll, oh, beautiful. I think then once this is turned, I can turn the finial tomorrow. So this is live and interactive. If I got anybody with me, if you have any comments or questions, please throw them in chat, man. I do pay attention to chat. Try to answer all the questions that come across. Okay, I don't know if I'm losing any. There's a couple of those beetle holes, but I think I can possibly create some too if I need to reapply those. Okay, let's move these tools out of the way so that they don't take a face dive. All right, so I want to take a look at this and compare it to the box. So I do have some beetle tracks through there, and that's nice. So I will want it much shorter than that. I think I want the lid just to come up to the back shelf, and I can do that. Okay, I've got plenty of room, plenty of material I can work with. See how that lines up on the top. That's just about right. I can't know. This is not Kumaru. I cannot remember what this stuff. Goncalo Alves. That's what it is. It's a very interesting wood. Let's see. How do I want to dress this up? Do I want to dress this up? Okay. That's a very nice fit. can get moved aside now. I think Don Colo all this is like one of the easiest woods to sand. At least seasoned anyway. Maybe it was filmed right, I don't know. But dry. And now we go for the 320. Oh, that looks mighty nice. I need to now make my hole for my tenon. All right, let's move these tools out of the way. Spindle gouge, bowl gouge, spindle gouge. And that guy. Okay, let's see. I was hoping to have a drill bit that did not have, at a 1/4 inch, it did not have that little rad point on it. So let's see what we got here. More or less 1/4 inch. Let's take a look at this guy. Looks like it'll be right on the money. How about this guy? Comparable. I'll take this one. And just for fun, to drill it straight, to make sure we're going to drill it straight, grab the Jacob's chuck, make our hole, and then we'll call it a night. I don't see anything new in chat this evening, so let's do that. I think that will be deep enough. I will need to square off the sides of that so that my tenon will go all the way down in there. So I'll do that with my 1/4 inch skew. So cool. I get so much use out of this, out of these center tool rests, man. So much use. Take a gander here. Oops. Don't you go anywhere. I think that'll be just fine. That looks pretty good. Keep bumping that camera with my head. Looks pretty flat. All right, cool. Groovy. Done. Nice. So there's the lid. I'll have to do a little bit of embellishment with it so that more of that shows up on this side of the lid. More of that beetle damage so it matches nicer. Although, let's see what the grain looks like. Do I go that way? Yep, I think I do. Yep, other way around. Okay, so the grain, at least I'm going to set it up to have the grain one with the grain of the honey locust. And then I'll do something to make some more beetle marks over here. And then I'll turn the finial, the handle for it tomorrow. Very cool. And then once that is finished, or has a finish on it, I should say, I will have it back on the program. All right. Very cool. Let's take that guy out. All right, great. Another Wood Turning Wednesday done and gone. I'll be back again next week, Tuesday and Wednesday evening, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time, just like every week that I can pull that off, which is most of them. If you follow the channel here on Twitch, you not only are supporting the channel and showing to the metrics that the channel has some interest, you will also get updates on the broadcast. So please follow the channel. Help the channel grow. I appreciate it. I want to reach as many people as I possibly can. Again, my name is Dave. I'm a wood turner. I started turning as therapy for PTSD. Found out I had a bit of a knack for it and fell in love with it. So now my therapy gets me through a lot of groovy stuff, or I should say, a lot of maybe not so groovy stuff. But the therapy is pretty groovy. And yeah, I'm working it into a lifestyle and a way of life and financial support. So it's a reason why I started this channel, to become a better teacher and a better demonstrator, to help other turners become better turners. At the same time, as I repeat these things in my head and out loud to people, that gets more and more cemented into my head. I like to explore as much as I can about wood turning. I know that even in just the 8, 9 years that I've been turning, I've only scraped the surface. Man, there's a lot out there. So hopefully you have an interest in wood turning by watching this channel or whatever, and you'll add your voice to the wood turning world. That would be pretty awesome. So I want to say thanks for joining me this evening. I hope you stay friendly. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you next week, Tuesday, Wednesday night, 8 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, folks, and good night.